Speaking of slow, we're still waiting. Free agent market still chilling. Although the latest from the Astros, and props to owner Jim Crane for being straight up with the media, he said they're going for a high-end starting pitcher. Jeff Passan of Yahoo Sports said, Astros talking to Pirates about Gerrit Cole. It's not just the Yankees anymore, and I love the idea. I'll talk about the Pirates side of this with Rob Biertempfel. He's coming soon also on the show, but I've been saying all offseason with Pittsburgh, let's go! Don't want to wait too long like you did with Andrew McCutchen. Not going to get as much as the offers that came in last offseason for McCutchen. Don't do that with Cole here. Okay, for Houston, here's the problem. Their top 2 prospects in the organization might be 2 of the top 10 prospects in the sport. That's Kyle Tucker, that's Forrest Whitley. Pittsburgh's going to want one of those prospects. The Astros will probably say no. Although, I think the Astros might be able to pull this off if they do more of a quantity over quality deal. So the Pirates need a lot for their rebuild, in my mind. So you could look at outfielder Derek Fisher, and then 2 or maybe even 3 of Houston's top pitching prospects besides Whitley. That should still get it done. If you take those pitchers in the top 10, plus someone like Derek Fisher, that should be enough. So here's my perfect plan for Houston and why I like this better than Darvish or Arrieta. You don't buy those 2. You trade for 2 years of Gerrit Cole, which costs prospects, and he is way cheaper dollar-wise. Then you use that extra cash to get more bullpen help. Did anyone forget about the postseason and the World Series for the Astros? How many relievers they actually trusted out of the bullpen? Not starters. How many relievers did they trust out of the bullpen? And they might not be so fortunate next time. The way that they used the piggyback starter, right, to have Morton come out of the bullpen, or McCullers, or Peacock. Who do you turn to if one of them struggles, or if one of them is now the starter? If I'm Houston, I'm not good with that bullpen yet. I know the Astros want a long-term solution. Keuchel could be gone after this season, but you would have Gerrit Cole for 2 years, so you'd have him for next year as well, and you would have him in the prime of his career, age 27 and 28 seasons, and then you can worry about the rotation after this season. Worry about right now, you just won a World Series, you could win another one. This is the prime window of opportunity for them. Much easier to solve this problem before the trade deadline. You're at the mercy of the other team with the relievers, and keep this in mind. If another team has an elite reliever arm that many are going after at the trade deadline, you're usually buying that reliever from a non-contending team that might have used that pitcher too much because they're showcasing him, so he could wear down by the time he gets to October. I want my guy in spring training so I can deal with him and make sure he's ready. Look at Justin Wilson. Tigers, used a ton, goes to the Cubs, fell apart at the end of the year. So if I'm Houston, I'm on the phone right now. Greg Holland, hello, let's talk. Addison Reed, hey, I have Holland on the other line. Maybe we do both. Who knows what happens with Ken Giles, too, at closer. If he's sizzling through the regular season, still, do you trust him for the last 3 outs in a big postseason game? Not sure. Probably not. I'd rather have that as a bonus. Let's have that as a great bonus in the playoffs. If he figures it out and he's rolling in the playoffs now, great. You have him and someone else. I'm not relying on him again as my primary 9th-inning option heading into the postseason. Stack up the bullpen for another run, or look what happened to the Cubs this past season. It wasn't just the bullpen, but they were severely out-bullpenned by the Dodgers, and they paid for it. The more reliever options, the better, and I'll also say this about Gerrit Cole. 31 home runs given up last season. That is scary, but the upside is still super high, and the best thing that can happen to him individually is if he's traded to the Yankees or the Astros. Look at this. 2 of the most anti-fastball organizations in the sport right now. Spin it till you win it, baby. Cole's secondary pitches have been developing. He needs to use them more. Hitters were sitting on the fastball last year. That's where most of the home runs were given up, and they were ready to launch. Astros, Yankees. Either of those teams could morph him into an off-speed monster. It's not like you're getting rid of the fastball, just unleash more breaking balls to complement the velocity. And he also got crushed the 3rd time through the lineup. Look that up. Those teams would take him out earlier, the Astros and the Yankees, because 2 reasons. One, they have better bullpens than Pittsburgh does, and also because they'd be more inclined to save his bullets for the playoffs. They're not going to let him go as deep into starts as he would, say, on Houston or New York.